War Thunder premium vehicles are infamously expensive, so here's a breakdown of each so you don't waste your $70. This list will cover premium aircraft rank 6 or above. We will start with America. The A10a Early, or just the A10, is the wrong choice if you want to play air battles. It is slow, only carries 2 AIM-9Ls, which are good but not good enough. It can carry lots of bombs, however it is far too slow to effectively bomb a base, especially at its BR. The only reason you may want to buy the A10 is for CAS and ground battles, which it is a solid choice for. However, I would not recommend you spend $65 just for CAS. Overall, the A10 gets an F rating from me. The F5C is a great dogfighter at its BR, and especially nice if you're a new player, are the M39A3 20mm cannons, which are easy to aim. However, that's about where the good ends. The F5C has notoriously weak engines, and even worse are the AIM-9E missiles, which are not sufficient for its BR. I would only recommend the F5C if you prefer to dogfight instead of missile spamming. Overall, the F5C gets a B rating from me. The AV-8B Night Attack, aka the AV-8B&A, is one of 4 premium Harriers in the game right now, and all of them share the same problems. They are all subsonic and they overheat very quickly. They also aren't particularly maneuverable. The only good thing about the AV-8B&A is the 4 AIM-9Ls, which is good for its BR, however it doesn't make up for the flaws. Overall, the AV-8B&A gets a C rating from me. The F4s Phantom II, or the F4s, is the most sold premium aircraft, at least according to Gaijin's store. It has excellent missiles and ground strike capabilities. It is also very fast, however it isn't the fastest if you're going to bomb bases. It also has access to HMD or HMS, which allows you to aim your radar or IR missiles without having it directly on your nose, which is very advanced for its BR. However, it does lack in some areas. It is less maneuverable than other fighters, and it doesn't have an internal gun. And while you can take external gun pods, I do not recommend it because it makes your plane more brick-like in nature. It also only carries 90 countermeasures, which spreads out over 15 taps of the flare button. Overall, the F4s gets an A rating from me. The F-28 Tiger Shark, or F-20, is a small, lightly armed fighter meant for more dogfighting than missile spamming, although it is capable of both. The F-20 can carry 2 AIM-7F and 2 AIM-9Ls, or 6 AIM-9Ls. It features fast acceleration and fast turning. It is pretty good at dogfighting, however its biggest flaw is that the F-16A at the same BR is better than it in every way, as well as the Mig-29s and Su-27s at a similar BR, means you're constantly fighting 40G thrust vector and irccm missiles, and all that while you only have 45 countermeasures. Overall, the F-20 gets a C rating from me. For America, I recommend you purchase the F4s Phantom II. However, the F5C is a good choice if that's your personal playstyle. The Mig21 Lazur-M, or just the Mig21, is a great choice, having a strong engine and all-aspect missiles at 11.0. It also has access to R13 M1s, which are basically AIM-9Js, so they have longer range and less bulk than the R60 MKs, but it's only rear aspect. Other than this, the MiG-21 has some worse qualities. For one, it's horrible energy retention, meaning it loses a lot of speed very quickly. It also has the GISH-23 cannon, which is incredibly hard to learn for new players. Overall, the MiG-23 gets somewhere between a C and B rating. The Tornado IDS WT, or just the Tornado IDS, is a strike aircraft which is one of the best base bombers in the game, especially at its BR. It also has 2 AIM-9Ls, which are decent for its BR. It's a sweep-wing aircraft which allows it to be one of the fastest bombers at its BR. The only downsides come from the fact that it's a strike aircraft, so it isn't good at dogfighting. Overall, I give it an A for grinding the tech tree. However, in all honesty, I'm not a fan of any bomber aircraft, so I would only recommend it if you want to commit to a largely boring grind. The Su-22 M4 has more missiles than the Tornado, but the R60s are worse. It also has a worse engine but a better flight model, so it can actually dogfight. Overall, I give it a D rating. For Germany, I'd recommend you purchase the Tornado IDS WT if you want a faster grind, but if you want to have fun, get the MiG-21 or the Su-22. Currently, the only 3 premiums on sale for the Soviet Union are the Su-25K, MiG-23ML, and the Su-39. Of these 3, the MiG-23ML is a viable choice to grind out for the tech tree. The Su-25 and Su-39 are both too slow and too much of bricks. The MiG-23ML is a great aircraft which is fast, maneuverable, and has a great missile loadout for its BR, especially with the current matchmaker being favorable for it. The F4JUK, or the F4 Junk, is similar to the F4S, except worse in most ways. Less maneuverable, no HMD, worse radar missiles, worse radar even. If you expect this to be an F4S copy, you are sadly mistaken. The F4s UK is one of the worst premiums in my opinion, and worse than the other option for the UK. I only recommend this if you want to base bomb your way to top tier. Overall, I give it a D rating. The Mig21 Bison is a Mig21 BIS, but better in almost every way. It probably has the best missile loadout for its BR, including R73s and R27Rs and R27Ts. The only thing holding it back is its flight model, however, it isn't that bad for its BR. Overall, I give it a B, although I highly recommend it. The AV8S Harrier has the same problems as the AV8BNA, overheating and low speed. However, the AV8S lacks the good missile loadout of the AV8BNA. AV8S gets a C rating. The F4EJ ATWT is another Phantom. It has AIM-7Es and AIM-9Ps, and a very good cannon. However, its flight performance isn't that good. It is good for base bombing, however, it has to compete with tornadoes and aardvarks, both of which will beat you to the base. Overall, the F4EJ gets a B rating. Since both of the Japanese options aren't very good, I have two other ones that I would recommend instead. Number one is the F84F40 JASDF. It's very good, gives you very good SL bonus. You can purchase this for around 9,000 Golden Eagles. As well as this, I recommend the F5V FCU. While it isn't a premium, it is fantastic, carrying 4 all-aspect missiles, 2 of which are 40 Gs. You can buy this for between 0 and 7,400 GE. The A5C is a strike aircraft that is bad at its job. It is a brick with 2 Magic 1 missiles at 10.7. It is far worse than the other Chinese premium aircraft. I do not recommend you purchase this. I give it a D rating only because the missiles are great. The J7D is a great fighter with great missiles. It is very fast and very maneuverable. The J7D does have its flaws, however. It has a terrible gun and bad energy retention. Still, I give it an A rating, and it is my favorite premium I own. The JF-17 is not a premium, but a squadron aircraft, and like the F5V FCU, it cannot be used to grind an entire tech tree. However, it is still a viable option if you are willing to grind up to rank 7 other ways. It is underwhelming at 13.7, however, if you get a down tier, it can defeat nearly anything. Overall, I give it a B. For China, I recommend the J7D. However, the JF-17 will prepare you more for top tier. The AMX A1a is a strike aircraft that can be categorized as a brick. As well as this, it is slow, leading you to be a sitting duck a lot of the time. The saving grace is the MAA-1 Piranha missiles, which pulls 45 Gs. Overall, it still gets a D rating unless you want a Brazilian aircraft. Unfortunately, the Italian tree gets 2 brick premiums. However, I personally prefer the speedy brick to the slow brick. The F104s TAF gets AIM-7Es and AIM-9Ps, which are decent for its BR, however the radar in the aircraft makes AIM-7E not very good. Overall, it gets a D. If you want to get Italy, you can choose either, but it's best to do another tree. But if you insist, I prefer the F104s TAF. France currently only has the Mirage F1c-200, which is good. The F1c-200 has access to 2 Magic 2s, which is the only premium with irccm missiles in the game. It can also carry up to 6,000 pounds of bombs, which is enough to take a base. It also has a good amount of countermeasures. Overall, it gets a B, with the only thing holding it back is its poor flight model and terrible radar. Sweden has 2 premiums, and both are turn fighters with horrible energy retention. We'll start out with the J35XS, which is the best dogfighter at its BR and has 6 AIM-9J missiles, which makes it very lethal. You may be confused, however, why so many people call it bad. It's because its energy retention, very little flares, and no RWR makes it an easy target after you dogfight someone. Overall, I give it a B, and its only weakness is getting third-partied. The JA37DI F21 is a Vigan at 13.0. It has 4 AMRAAMs and 2 AIM-9Ls. It also has a decent flight model, however, it is outclassed by many aircraft at its BR. Its bad radar prevents it from being effective at EVR, but in my opinion, it's the only premium in the game that will prepare you for top-tier gameplay. For new players, do not get this. But if you already have a tech tree completed and Sweden is your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, it's a good pick. That's only if you are in the J35XS is bad crowd. Overall, I give the JA37DI F21 a C rating. The Kfir Canard is the only choice for Israel. It has bad energy retention and subpar missiles for its BR. However, they aren't necessarily bad. It has good ground strike payload and powerful engine. Overall, I give it a B rating. So for each tech tree, my recommendations are to get the F4S for America, Mig21 or Tornado IDS WT for Germany, Mig23 ML for the Soviet Union, Mig21 Bison for the UK, F4EJ ATTW or the F86 F40 JSDF for Japan, J7D for China, F104s TAF for Italy, and the J35XS for Sweden. And obviously the Mirage F1c-200 for France and the Kfir Canard for Israel.